My name is Ricky Mangrum,
And I'm Kimberly Mangrum.
and this is our story about how we overcame.
I met my husband / best friend in the same apartment. We stayed in the same apartments, and I can still remember it to this day. I was looking good.
Very good.
Okay, and he called me over to talk. He was just a nice guy. We had something in common, music and stuff like that. So we was just friends at first. We wasn't even on any dating stuff. Even though he was fine.
I did have
So,
swag.
but from there, we just started to, just spend time together and everything like that. And gradually, we just went on to, not gradually, kind of quickly, we actually just ended up moving in together, and we was together. And you go ahead, you take it over.
Well, let me tell you the story. So, what happened was, yes, we lived in the same apartment. Her and I, we used to talk all the time. Go to the track together. I'll take her to the store. But what happened is, I finally, Kobe shot my shot. And so we started dating. Well, what I didn't know is Kim was living in this apartment and she had no lights on. So I went over there one day because she invited me to dinner. And she had candles everywhere when I went in. And then I was like, well, I got to use the restroom. I flipped the light. And she had no lights. So I was like, what's going on? She was like, well, my lights is off right now. And I was like, nah, you coming with me. So from that day forward, I already knew that I wanted to be with her forever. Because I had already told my mom, I think I met the one. So from that day forward, we moved in together and started a family. So, and from that, our relationship progressed. So we ended up moving to Euless, living there, starting a family, and that's where our story began.
Right.
So
after we moved to Euless, I was pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant with our daughter. We already had a son, and he was 4?
no, he's younger than that.
No, he was about 4. I think he was about 4.
Okay, we'll say 4.
And then I had Maya, I had our daughter, and we stayed in a townhome. We moved to Euless to try to get to a better neighborhood to try to raise our children or whatever. And from there, everything was looking good.
Yeah, we did. Then we had our other daughter, Mia.
Yeah.
And then from there, I wouldn't say we started having troubles, but I think as a young father, so we got married very young.
Yeah.
So, we've been married longer than most people that we know out our whole, I say, friends.
Yeah.
So we've been married going on 14 years, and we've been together a total of 17 years.
Yeah.
So now you can imagine me as a young father, the only thing that I know how to do is, okay, since my father wasn't around, I'm gonna take care of my children and I'm gonna be the man of the house. But that's where everything started going downhill, right?
Yes.
So go ahead.
Even though I love my husband, he was a ladies' man, and the ladies loved him back.
I was.
And we worked at a call center, so it would be a lot of women there since he was a lead, So of course he had to be over them.
Hands on.
I was like, you ain't gotta be that close.
Yeah.
So I mean, from there we just having some infidelity things happen and everything like that, and from there our marriage just went downhill from there, to me physically putting hands on him, and yeah, it was horrible. And then I think for a couple of years, I think we just kind of put a band-aid over it. We're gonna be all right. Everything gonna be okay. Everything gonna be good. But man,
I think that as being a young man, a young husband, I didn't know, what to do. I was married so young. I didn't know. I hadn't experienced life. I hadn't, toured the world or went out. I became a father, so young. I'm 20 years old, and my son is here. Then my daughter is born after that, and then Mia comes. So I didn't really have a chance to, club, go to college, be this, as you say, coming to America, sow my royal oats, so when no, for real though. I know we're joking about it now because we can laugh about it because we've overcame.
Yeah.
But at first it wasn't. But I'm not going to say, it's like we grew up together.
Yeah.
I didn't have a male figure to tell me, hey, this is how you treat a woman. This is how you take care of a family. This is how you nurture her. This is how you protect her. This is how you lead her, guide her spiritually, physically, mentally. So, emotional abuse. I've never put my hands on her. She can tell you that I've always been a good provider.
Always.
I've always taken good care of my kids. But yes, I did have some infidelity issues. But at the same time, my wife was learning how to be a mother, was learning how to be a wife. So, it wasn't on her all the time. It was me. But we overcame that, right?
That's right.
So.
But he wasn't the only one with infidelity issues as well. Him and I had got into a real bad argument one day, and I told him I want you gone. And then he told me, all right, I'm gonna go stay with my mama. Then he turned back around and he said, no, you get out. You get out. You wanna be gone? Go, you go. And then I said, okay. I started making plans to leave, and then I was working at a warehouse, so I started talking to this other guy and everything. For more, I don't even know why. I wasn't interested, but just to do something, have something to do. He was gone all the time, and I just felt alone. I was always there with the kids. So he wasn't the only one that messed up. I was too. But then I know I had some fault. Just because he cheated don't mean that I should act the way I acted as well. Revenge is not good because it hurt me even more to see him hurt. So I was like, that's something that I had to learn. And then a lot of times
I know, it was like, Ricky! Because we like we can take it, right? We can dish it out, but we can't take it, right?
Yeah, so I was like, from there, it just, I've been asking him to go to counseling. He's like, I'm not going to counseling. I'm not going to counseling. Counseling ain't for me.
Right.
I said, how can you say counseling's not for you if you ain't never went?
Right.
So,
fellas, counseling saved my marriage. I'm going to say that. So I'm going to talk about the healing part. So because I don't want to drag this out, but let's talk about the healing part. Let's talk about what God did for me in my marriage. So we ended up meeting a couple, Jennifer and Demetric Norwood, and we go to a refresh class. Now, when I first got in there, I'm like, man, what is this or whatever. And it exposed so many issues that I had as a man, being 30 plus years old, still having father issues, right? So, I'm having daddy issues, and I'm taking it out on what it is for me on her, and I'm letting music and peers guide my decisions on what I feel a man should be, taking care of the family and paying bills. Other than that, she couldn't tell me nothing. So when we went to refresh, it exposed so many toxic things that I was. I didn't hit my woman. I've never called her out her name.
No.
Since I'm not that kind of man, but I was a womanizer. I'm smooth, slick with my tongue. Hey, I hurt her, and then hey, get her back in my grasp again, and hey, this is what it's going to be. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do this, and a couple months down the road, here we go again. So this really tore me up. I mean, crying, snot flying. I mean, like an onion, peeled back so many layers of who I thought I was. I really wasn't. Making money doesn't make the man. Building a business and making money, that is nothing if I didn't have her to share it with. And so here we are. Here we are 4, 5 years later. And I can tell you that, man, God is amazing.
Yeah.
If you put yourself before your wants, before your needs, before your desires, and if this is the woman that you love, the Bible says, when a man looks in the mirror, look at your wife like that is yourself. Would a man hurt himself? Would a man abuse himself? No, he wouldn't. And so I had to look at myself and say, man, where do I go from here? How do I change? Start cutting different friends off, getting involved with the Lord more, talking to him more, dating him more,
Yeah, date me. Date me, boo. Date me. I'm trying to be with you.
And we've never really, intimately, we talked about, how we overcame, but to tell the world how we overcame. Like Christ is the thread that holds us together.
That's right.
Follow me. I tell her, follow me as I follow him. And I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to worship you, as we worship him together. I'm going to not have you walk beside me. Behind me, but walk beside me. And since I've taken that attitude of learning her love language and getting close to the Lord and drawing near to him as I'm drawing closer to her, our relationship has changed. So we've been married 14 years, and I'll say the past 5 have been the greatest years.
You ain't never lied about that.
Right.
God is good. And to say that prayer does change things. But I would be praying about him, and God will turn the mirror and show me. So I want to encourage you guys to pray, to ask God to fix you, and then God will fix him. God will fix the other person. You just make sure that you working on you, fixing what God is showing you is wrong with you.
That's right.
So, and I just feel like, what a blessing. Like,
right.
What a blessing. Like, everything is so much better. And I'm glad we didn't give up. Like, we were so close to giving up and leaving and separating. I'm so glad we didn't give up. I'm so glad we decided to fight. Other people can, when you're going through your storm, a lot of people say, just leave, it's all right. No, you didn't deal with enough and everything. But if God ain't told you to leave, don't you leave.
Yeah. And keep your family out your business.
Yeah.
I know my family was telling me, hey, just move on. Like, obviously, that's not where you want to be. And I believe her family was telling her the same thing. But, this is who I wanted to be with. And if they wanted to accept me coming around, they had to accept her coming around. And so keep people out your business. Keep that between you, her, and the Lord. And don't be afraid to go seek professional help.
Yeah.
Christian help. And tell you the truth, when we actually went to class, we kind of saw what other people were going through. And we was like, well, we ain't that bad.
Baby, we gonna make it. It is light at the end of that tunnel.
Right. But for me, getting emotional is just because, man, I put her through hell, and she stayed. So with me, I feel like that weighs, even 5 years later, I'm not even that same person, but that weighs on my conscience all the time. I have to carry that, like we're one, what I did to her. So, and for her to just always be bubbly and, she don't say nothing about it. It's just like all in the past. It's like,
because it is.
Really? Like you accept this, because women will tell you they don't accept things like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I wasn't breaking the bank, but I was, I didn't treat her good. And so, not having those people in my life, father figures, and don't let the world tell you how to treat your wife. Don't let the world tell you how to coddle her, take care of her, treat her. That's not what God put my helpmate here for me to do, to abuse her. So I'm happy. You happy?
I'm happy.
All right. Well, again, my name is Ricky Mango.
And I'm Kimberly Mango.
And this is how we overcame.
Peace.